Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Brad and I are doing a discussion of War Chest. Now, this is specifically the base game of War Chest. I know there's a few expansions out, and there's currently one at this point in time on Kickstarter. Not sure what those bring. I'm sure more factions and more units. But this is a game that I've always seen at like Barnes & Noble and stuff, and I always hear good things about, but I was like, War Chest, like what is that? And with AEG's Kickstarter thing about expansions, it's on there with all of them, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what it's about. So I eventually looked it up, and I'm like, oh, it's a chess-like, but it's not chess. Well, I like that in other games when it's not chess, Onitama, and then just other kind of asymmetric games. There are things of this game I like, but there's other stuff I don't like, and I think you and I completely agree on the stuff, and probably we agree on the stuff that we don't like.
Right.
And I don't know if you really like this game all that much. So let's talk about the positives, because I feel like there's going to be less of those. My favorite thing about a lot of kind of skirmish games that I do enjoy are the ones of tons of different powers, like that are specific to you. And in this game, you're given quite a bit. The game comes with a bunch of different chips of varying numbers, 5 or 4 really. And those go into your bag, so it's not necessarily bag builder, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, you are recruiting from your cards going into your bags, so yeah.
And they all have different abilities, like the light cavalry, when you use their token, they can move 2 spaces. The swordsman, he can attack and then move. Normally, you can only do one or the other. The marshal, he can choose a friendly unit that is within 2 spaces of him, then choose that unit to attack. And there's 16? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 20? 16 or 18. I can't remember exactly how many.
I know people were complaining online that the Berserker is overpowered. I don't know what the Berserker does, but...
Yeah, there's 16.
But
The Berserker, after the Berserker maneuvers, you may maneuver it again by discarding a bolstered coin from the Berserker unit. You may do this multiple times, but you may not remove the final coin. So essentially, you could stack them up, and it's one massive unit moving around. But yeah, so that's something I really enjoy. I like... I mean, this game has little things it has like Memoir 44 in the sense that you can only activate specific units. The biggest thing that this gives me a reminder of, which is not even close to the same vein of game, but is Mythic Battles. Mythic Battles is a massive miniature skirmish game, but you can activate units based off the cards you have in your hand. Instead of cards, you have chips. That's the main positive I have. That's
the variety. The replay, like if you like this game, there's a lot of replayability in this box. And then with all the expansions, of course, too. You're going to have tons of units and tons of stuff to do with it.
Exactly.
And it's well produced. It looks nice. It's easy to learn. It's pretty simple.
Easy to learn, very succinct in terms of just, it's very minimalistic. I would never say this is thematic. I think what your units do is kind of thematic, like the Lancer or Marshal or stuff like that. And this game does have a pretty good kind of tactical head-to-head. However, it feels like it can come to a screeching halt.
That's what I was going to say. Like it builds and it does well for the first half.
Yeah.
And then it just slams. And it just drops off.
Yeah.
To the point where the last several rounds of the game, I was just pass.
Yeah.
I'll use move my bowman once. Pass.
Yeah,
pass,
I'll take initiative. Anyway.
Yeah.
You killed my unit, the only unit I can activate. Okay. Well, that's pretty much the game. And I know chess can have that, obviously. Like, if you lose enough important units in chess, you're kind of like...
I agree.
All right.
The one thing in chess, and it's still a good player that you're playing against isn't going to let you do this, but you can still, with one pawn, get down to their end.
True.
And get a something back.
And get something back. And I
And
can
it's
turn the
like-
tide, you're right.
Right. I mean, the biggest thing with this game, and we both said it, was this
The Royal Coin.
chip needs to be able to be a universal activation.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a big fix.
Yeah.
Because then if I had, when I had this hand, instead of just going initiative, pass, and play my bowman, I could move my bowman, attack with my bowman.
Yeah.
Until the thing is actually gone.
Yeah.
Because when you have one chip for a unit, they're useless.
It's a dead chip.
I mean, that's what every one of these were just dead.
Yeah.
Were dead units but technically you still have a chip,
yeah.
but you can't do anything with it, especially after you've recruited everything.
I'm okay. Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that's really dumb because it's like whenever you attack and your units get attacked, it's a game. They're removed. But there's no way to get them back. And I find that extremely frustrating whenever it's like, I mean, yeah, sure, I make a dumbass move, I bolster my cavalry a shit and then run into the middle of the battlefield and you just fire on them. It's like, well, I deserve that. But yeah, just having one chip, one light cavalry chip being in my bag, just every time it's basically like, oh,
Right.
that's cool.
Well, and it's like these numbers of chips. It's like, I understand the number of chip, but it's actually like you only have 3 of those units. You only
Exactly.
have 3, you only have 3, you only have 4. It's like, because once you get down to that one, there's
yeah,
nothing.
because all it does is, oh, okay, now that's there, just puppy guarding.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't want a puppy guard, I'd like to use my cool unit that has an ability. But yeah, the Royal Coin being just a fucking useless whatever, because there's no way to, like, undeploy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing like, I don't like the positioning of my cavalry, I don't want them to die. Like, let's say I had 2 light cavalry left. One on the board, one in my thing. It's like, I really don't want him to die. I'll use my Royal Coin to be like, okay, I'm pulling him back.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, pulling back could be like, I'm going to move him. But you can't do that because all this thing does is face-down actions, which is gain initiative, which you can only do if it's not yours. Recruit, eventually.
Or pass.
Or pass.
That's your 3 options.
It's mind-boggling why this isn't, because it's only one. Like, make it to where it's those things and activate a random unit, whether to take control, to attack, or to move, or to use a tactic. This needs to be like a universal, like, awesome coin, because I mean, let's say you don't have a lot of units getting attacked. I had 19. That's a lot of chips to cycle through eventually to get this back.
Right.
Yeah, this is such a missed opportunity, because the thing is also, this game takes way too long because you have to get all your control markers out, and when you're just piddly going,
Yeah.
oh, don't have any more crossbowmen, guess I can't take that from you until time to redraw.
Right.
Okay, I got it back. Now I get to take control. Oh, you shot him? Okay. I guess that's that. Even if it was bolstered and it's like, and you kill him, then it's like, okay, well, I guess I can't do anything with him. But if you had the Royal Coin, it's like, okay, I can still take control.
I think that's the thing I like about chess over this. Is just like I said when we were playing, was that everything's on the board.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing to do with the bag.
Yeah.
There's no activation crap. You know what everything does. You do it. You know, this one is trying to do that, but then
Yeah.
you still have the randomness of this, and then there's that. You know, there's the. You know, when you get to this point,
Yeah.
you know, like there's you have 5 chips in your bag, and every
And
single one of them does nothing except for getting initiative.
Yeah. God,
You know?
that's so true.
And it's like, if you have a rook, a pawn, a bishop, and a queen's, or your king's still out there, you're still
You
playing
can still
chess.
do stuff. Yeah.
You know, instead of it being half your.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm mind boggled because I was triple checking the rules. I'm like, you know, this game is super simple. Like, what are we missing? Why is this a 7.9 or an 8 in a skirmish game? Because even even in Onitama, you can have one fucking unit, and it's like, he can do all of this.
Right.
I can still win. I'm not going to.
Right.
But I can still potentially win, and that's perfect knowledge as well. Because in an asymmetric game like this, you want to have perfect knowledge, and if you're not going to have perfect knowledge, then it needs to be... I mean, you can kind of be like, oh, what unit have they used? Because the face-down actions are very limiting. They eventually go away, so then it's going to be a lot of face-up. So I can count and be like, okay, he has 1 archer on the board, he has 2 over there, he has 2 chips left. Can he activate that archer again? No, I killed 1, so he's out. And that's the part I like, but you never want to have dead turns.
That's kind of why I moved my archer into the fire zone at the end.
To get him killed?
Because I thought, I was hoping you had 2 chips because I was counting, and I was like, okay, if you have 2 chips, you'll kill it and finish the game. Because I was just,
Yeah, no,
I couldn't move him at that. I was just...
and I will say that, like, I don't think the abilities are unbalanced or anything.
No.
Because, like, the team that I had, I was like, I went all in on light cavalry, and then they just got picked apart, and I was like, I might be fucked. And it wasn't until the very end of the game that I started using swordsmen, and then I started whittling down your units to kill and be like, okay, I'm going to take it over. So it does have, the tactful nature.
It could have been just as easily this happening to you. I mean, it did.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, and I know there's going to be people that are going to have played this game probably 500 times and just
this is their game.
Sleep with it and stuff. But it's like, I see this happening more times than not every game.
Yeah.
Before the locations get taken.
Yeah, that was the thing, is I was also like, oh yeah, that's right, you have to control all the, you have to lose all your tokens.
It's not like it's going to be like, oh, this is an anomaly. Like, I feel like this is how it's going to be. Like every game is going to end up being several dead turns just waiting for the inevitable to happen.
Yeah, unless we're somehow missing a very crucial rule. Because again, it's like chess in the sense that for the most part, you lose your bishop, you're down 1 bishop. Mm-hmm. And you lose both your bishops, they're all gone.
Right.
But it's not like in chess where, and I'm not even an advocate for chess. I do not like chess because typically I feel like I'm not bad, and then I play someone who has played for years, and then they're like, I move like my pawn like 2 spaces, and they're like, you're doing the cum sock maneuver, and I'm like, what? How do you know that? And it's like, I'm gonna win in 30 turns. Cool, you do that, you win, I'm done. But at least it's not like in chess where if you lose, I killed 1 of your bishops, it's like, sorry, that 1 bishop, he can't do anything.
Right.
You need the other bishop to get the bishop to do something.
It just felt weird that you have units in your bag but not able to.
There's no mitigation, there's no like, you can spend 2 chips as a wild, like Mythic Battles, it's been a little bit, but I believe it has something like that where it's like, you can use 3 of one type of card as another card.
So it's been years since I
played. Or 2
it.
of another type of card. There are ways that it's like, even if you don't draw, and you're like, I really would like to activate my god. Shit, I didn't draw. Okay. Oh, but I can use these to activate him. It burns my hand, and I'm only getting 2 actions out of this, but instead of 4. But yeah, having just drawing and being like nothing, cool. Like, it's kind of like, what are we doing? Like, why even bother? And who knows, maybe the expansions
I have no
fix
idea
that.
what they do.
I would love, because I want to like this game. It has the makings of a game that would be up my alley, a skirmish type game where your opponents can't really dick with you on like you don't move your units and then hope you can do something. You're drawing and then you're like, these are the 3 I got. Shit, I really wanted my pikeman. I didn't get him. What can I do with the 2 crossbowmen and the swordsman I got? I like that type of thinking. That puzzle be like, okay, now what does he have? What have I killed? What has he done face up? What has he done face down? enough of perfect information. It clearly doesn't have it. So I want to like it, but I can't if this is a lie. If your unit number is actually a lie. Because you're right, it is theoretically just one less if all of them happen to be killed. So if there's any of the expansions that are like, oh no, it actually gives you like the Grande Worker in Viticulture.
Right.
Oh no, there is a token in the Nightfall expansion.
It astounds me that because I looked through several pages of the forums before we started recording this, and there was no complaining about anything like this. So I don't know if maybe
we're just dumb. But I mean, I feel like I play enough of these kinds of games that I'm not bad at them. So it's like, am I just missing something? No, because all the face-up actions have to be, you have to activate the thing that you put face-up. Otherwise, it would just be cheating. It would just be caught. No, man, I swear I got my crossbowman again and again.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
again.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, please let me know in the comments. Like, be like, oh, actually, no, you can do that. It's not in the rules. Or if there's an updated rule book, or if there's a variant. I mean, I guess theoretically, you could easily just house rule this fucking coin and be like, it's wild.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that would be too busted. Because
still, even if when I had that out there, if I was able to do that, you'd still be able to activate extra stuff too. I mean, and this would only come out. Of course, when you get down to this bag, you're able to, you'll be pulling this more times than not when you get down to the.
That's true, but then it actually makes me like you put out your last archer hoping to use them. Then it's like, okay, well, I need to kill him.
Right, exactly.
Actually, remove the entire unit from the board.
Yep.
It'd be cool if I could deploy my light cavalry, even though he's my last one, and hope you can't kill him, and then use that to tactic, and then run over here and hope you still can't kill him for me to draw this back to be like, okay, now I'm gonna act, control again. Yep. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got on this game. I mean, the biggest positive, like I said, is the sheer amount of variety of units. And a subsequent positive is it does have a kind of back and forth. It felt close for a while, but yeah, once you start losing a lot of units, then it just does become that move king back. Oh, didn't checkmate me. Move back. It's like, what are you doing? You're gonna lose. Stop. Nope. You have to checkmate me. I know you only have a pawn and your queen, so eventually you'll get me, but I'm just gonna drag this fucking game out.
Yep.
And I obviously don't do that. I guess this game, when it comes to a screeching halt, you could just be like, let's call it.
Yeah.
But you never know, I guess, until really it becomes a pass. Oh, okay, you can't do anything.
Yep.
And that's stupid. That's really dumb. Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give War Chest?
I was leaning towards, the first half of the game, because I made the comment when we were playing that I still preferred chess over this. Having all the units, and they are thematic and everything like that, I probably would have went with like a 6 at that point.
Yeah.
But then the way the game ended, and the way I feel like that's how the game's going to end every single freaking time, I can't go above 5.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be, and that's pushing it.
Yeah.
I would, I'd say 5 just to be generous.
Yeah, that's honestly where I'm at too. Like, even though it's like I won this game that we played, but I'm like, I mean, that's not fun. Again, whenever I win especially a head-to-head game, I want to feel like I earned it. And it's like there was a point where I switched tactics and that started working. I was like, oh, okay, now I feel like I'm starting to gain ground. But it was like, cool, I have my pikeman puppy guarding. Yay. That's not exciting in any way. He's just there to get him out of my fucking bag. Yeah. But
I wish this guy was a little more, because like some of the units, I don't know what the other units do. But like some of these have a limit where you can't just.
I don't want to hear about your archers.
Well, no, and that one's not one I'm necessarily complaining about, because that makes sense. But my lancer, you would think would be able to attack, do a basic attack too, and his advantage being the moving and attacking.
Yeah.
Because he can't do a basic attack at all. He can only
That was
attack.
his restriction, right?
Yeah, he can only attack by moving 1 or 2 and then attack instead
Yeah.
of just right next to him.
But that's the thing, is like I like that some of these have passives. I
Well,
like
no,
that some of them have tactics and detriments to them.
Right. No, I agree. But this unit in particular, like I had, there's 4 chips, so I had a bolstered one.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had 2 chips to activate. So one, I have to move away.
Yeah.
And then be able to do the other one to attack. But as soon as you did enough damage, it was like I couldn't even attack with the guy. It
Yeah,
was just
exactly.
Like, because he had to be moved.
I mean,
all the
this
way
game,
out.
it does have good, like, you kind of pick what your opponent
Yeah.
favors. So I noticed, I was like, okay, well, your archers are disgusting, so I need to find some way to get up close to them. And same with your lancers. Like, my units were meant to be up close, except for one. So I had to kind of just be up on your ass and be like, yeah, okay, you got to move to attack. You can't do it.
Yeah.
And then your archers, it was like, you just pop them out, and I had to run up to them and just buddy up to them, and then you pop a scout down to kill the units that got adjacent. It's like, ugh. Okay, now I got to get rid of your scouts first, and that's what War Chest can bring. That kind of like, how do I deal with your fucking units? Because my units seem like they're dog shit. But it's like, honestly, this is probably one of the most disparaging rankings that I could give it, because I'm agreeing with you. I'm giving it a 5.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone comments and says you missed a crucial rule,
Oh yeah.
yada yada yada, you can't have dead tokens.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Or if an expansion does do that wild kind of thing, this could bump up to a 7 or an 8.
Oh, I would agree. It would definitely go up higher.
Yeah.
Like I mean, maybe just 6.5. Because I still was hesitant on it to start with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that ending just
Yeah.
cemented it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally get it. So as of right now, it's a 5, but please prove me wrong. I want to like this game. I want to get the expansions and have a bunch of units and just shuffle them up and be like, oh, okay, everyone get, you get 4, or let's draft.
Right.
But yeah, not enough. Not enough for me to be like, yeah, I'll play this over Onitama. I'll play this over Summoner Wars. I'll play this over, I don't have Mythic Battles yet. Eventually, hopefully. I'll play this over Mythic Battles. So, yeah, that's it, everyone. That's our thoughts on War Chest. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.